media I wanted to work in. That's pretty much it. It is a mess in there. I'm also an iPhoneographer. I'm a mom, a daughter, and a friend. 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. I'm a really high achiever. Wasn't just ordinary bipolar. At the time when I was diagnosed, I was just coming out of a really difficult time. So I was very grateful for the diagnosis. But now, after living with it for a while, my self-diagnosis is artist. Suffer by themselves with different stuff. I mean, we all got stuff going on, right? So tonight I want to ask you 2 favors. One is that you don't pity anybody anymore who's going through maybe depression or whatever. And the other one is, if you have an iPhone, can you get it out now and pull up your sticky note app, because I want you to make a note of this. Let's not go another day without telling somebody they're magnificent. We're sitting in a room of absolute creative genius. So I started blogging as my way to start talking about what I was going through. So I'm going to read you one of my posts from about a year and a half ago on a really rough day. Sorry, I'm shaking. A terrifying scenario. I'm shaking today so that when I drop, the lines are squiggly. When I stand up, the room spins a bit, just until I adjust to the upright position. When I'm with other people, I try to control the shaking, and the shaking gets worse. I wonder what it must look like that I tightly cross my arms and attempt to hold my head steady. This is what it is to have bipolar 2. To be mostly out of control of your faculties, to wonder if you can hold a pen or a paintbrush, to sense that your bladder might give way at a completely inopportune moment, or to know that every day you will make poor decisions that circularly lead back to shaking. The hardest part is looking backwards and seeing the clear and steady path toward mania, and realize you were the last one to see it. And to be overtaken by an evil and wicked force that makes the world feel hostile and hellish. When you begin to screw up, and lose control, you wonder if you will ever have a friend or a mainstay again. It's so easy to forget that you've been here before and you got through it. It's a tunnel shaped like a funnel, and as you methodically stride in the direction of the narrow end, it's impossible to see the goodness of creation. I suppose this is where the bionic lives, that the up becomes the down. You can't really have one without the other. You can only hope that with experience, it isn't as black as the last time, that the jaws of the black dogs will release a bit easier than the last time. To choose love over fear is what I wish for today, only that. When the fear is Goliath and Behemoth and the love is a tiny speck, I have to rely on the word of those around me and have blind faith that these thoughts are lies. I'm choosing transparency and full disclosure this time so that the others, my partners in mental illness, can feel camaraderie. I know we frighten you in our unpredictability, intensity, electricity, but I can tell you that for the first time in 45 years, I understand that I belong, and I deserve to hold space regardless of my craziness. Go ahead, be threatened, but know that I am here to mirror something in you. Your own craziness, maybe, or creativity, instability, or need for compassion. I'm here to feel deeply the details of the pulse of the earth, and then to bring them back up as art. It's my job, and the penalty is that sometimes the layers of overwhelm overtake, and my brain is a soup of swirling ideas, and my body is not my own to navigate this place. I do wish for someone who won't be afraid of me, and who can see that these times are when the genius resides and bubbles over. Someone who will see for me when I can't, that I can blow the top off of sanity for a short while in order to make something bigger than us all, for us all. Delusion of grandeur, maybe, or a moment in time that's meant to be. If I had the flu or a broken leg, you'd bring me chicken soup, but I don't. I have faulty wiring in my brain, and therefore I'm alone. My disease isn't recognized as a disability because sometimes I function very well, better than average. But then there are times like this when the tiniest of tasks is impossible. I haven't been able to hold a real job for over 20 years. I'm an artist. I ask that you take this in just a little longer and hug someone you love a little longer. It will ripple out. And don't forget to tell somebody that they are magnificent. I'm just going to read you one more little short post that's more recent. Have you ever watched a butterfly just after it emerges from its chrysalis and is a fully intact, amazing creature, but not quite yet sure of its flying ability? It sits for a time, slowly moving its wings up and down, up and down, and up and down. And then suddenly, as though it's done it for 1,000 years, it lifts and floats away in a blur of brilliant color. I think that's me now. I'm sitting at the end of the dock, just emerged from a long slumber, and my wings are testing, up and down, up and down, and up and down. I haven't yet believed the moment that comes next. I think we're not prohibited to believe it because it's going to be so much more magical and wonderful than anything ever previously known. It's going to be huge, probably heavenly. I was given a glimmer of the fear I've left behind, so I won't forget it. Its talons used to grip me mercilessly for months at a time, but that bird has officially flown the coop. I never will feel that fear again. A new excitement of risk has taken its place. What a wonder is this world.